All my projects directly relate to how my life is going, for sure. You know, it affects the space that I'm writing from. It affects what I'm talking about, because so much of my life is intertwined into what I'm writing about and singing about. So that was the biggest shift. It was a breakup and then getting back together and like really trying to figure out what it was I wanted at the time with love and what that meant to me. You know, whatever space you're in, that takes a lot of consideration, and it's something that you should do. You know what I'm saying? Is address what that means to you in your life.
So we feel like I'm French. We real cool, we left school, we learn late, we seen shit.
Mick Jenkins was born in Huntsville, Alabama, but following his parents' divorce, he moved to Chicago with his mother and his sister when he was 10 years old. As a child, Mick Jenkins was heavily influenced by his parents' musical preferences. His mother listened to a lot of neo-soul, while his father really enjoyed contemporary black gospel music. When Jenkins was just 17 years old, he began going to open mic events at Young Chicago Authors, which is a space for young writers. While attending high school, Mick Jenkins participated in mock trials for his school's law academy in 2008. He then went on to become a courthouse intern, and then from there, he moved on to become a fashion intern, leaving the law realm behind to pursue fashion. But it wasn't until later in 2009 when he returned to Huntsville, Alabama to attend Oakwood University. While living with his father in Huntsville, he attended Oakwood, and his sophomore year at the school, he entered a rap competition. And though he didn't walk away with the grand prize, he did realize that he was walking away with a newly found talent and a new passion for music. Jenkins ultimately dropped out of Oakwood after his father lost his job, meaning tuition was no longer affordable. And though Jenkins claims to have dropped 5 mixtapes while in college, he later disregarded them and removed them from internet access. After realizing that the answer was no longer going to be in Huntsville, he returned to Chicago to focus on music, and from there, we saw the birth of Mick Jenkins.
Somebody put me on a leash, I'm bucking wild like the AK, cause it came from Katra. I point it down so you can't escape her. Even if you duck, gooseneck, your Canada goose wet, barred up from your boots to your crew neck. This that blue flame, put the green to this shit, this that blue dream.
The Chicago MC is a first-rate writer and a needed voice in these corrosive, chaotic times. Though Mick Jenkins personally had to go through a lot of things, between deciding through law school, through the fashion industry, and ultimately leading himself to music in his sophomore year of college, his sound sounds as late as he is to the game. But not to say that this is a bad thing, but more so in the sense that for someone that is so incredibly talented at hip-hop and what it means to be a lyrical writer, he continues to push himself, and you can almost hear that. Pushing himself to become a better writer, pushing himself to tell the story just that much better.
Squad when telling stories, or even like you got the act in your, and so many different vernacular perspective and points. Went from selecting electives to collecting the coins to rejecting investments to stepping with legends and stressing acceptance to fuck it, I'll write with my left on finessing this joint with my right to bring the light like a key on a kite. It's just a myriad of things that I've been going through to reach a place where I'm in the understanding of what I'm talking about right now. You know, went from stressing electives from college to rejecting investments to the position that I'm in now and labels coming at me, you know what I'm saying, to step in with legends, you know, some of the producers and rappers that I've been able to be around. And stressing acceptance to fuck it, I'll write with my left, I'm finessing this joint with my right to bring the light like a key on the kite. And it's just like, man, what I'm bringing to the game and what I have to say is so much more pressing than worrying about, you know.
And when you take note of Mick Jenkins' sound and how it's evolved since the Waters EP all the way up to Pieces of a Man, you can see that there are two main themes. One is that his music has become notable for both quality and quantity. When asked about this, Jenkins goes on to say that this is the first time I've been in this place. I've always been where the album date is out there and I've still got 2 more records to do. This is the first time I've been so far ahead, and I think people are going to see how it's going to be more effective for a rollout, for my own confidence, and for the post-album as well. I don't ever expect to fall out of a rut of dropping an album and then being gone for a year and a half. That's not happening anymore. And this should get all of us very excited for more music down the road, because truly, a man that has been compared to the likes of Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole in terms of storytelling, I'd be very impressed to continue to see what he has up his sleeve.